All right, Chad. I'm interested. If Daigo was the go, he would adapt like Tokido. I don't know. That's what they said. That's not what I said, Chad. That's not what I said. I'm curious.
Does the FGC honestly view Daigo as a competitor in this day and age? Buttons that need to be checked. You know, I've been wanting to do this one for a while. We've all seen comments about Daigo.
I did see that he put up a poll asking
if he falls short, if he doesn't happen to place or win. You see the term washed. He's washed. Why does he play? He is washed. He is over the hill. But then it almost seems like he'll come and do something that's amazing.
Everybody say Idom is washed.
Under the same post, people will be
and he's still doing pretty good.
You don't know what you're talking about for this, and that reason, right? It's a debate. It's been going on for quite some time. Let's unpack, because recently I also took a poll on Button Chat.
Honestly, if you're not a new generation fucking Street Fighter 6 player,
so let's unpack.
You're probably gonna get called washed on Twitter. Unless you're Noah the Prodigy. Everybody calls Noah washed.
But look at the date. This is from December of 2018. We're talking about what?
Street Fighter 5.
8 years ago? No. 7 years ago? They was already saying that right here, somebody's saying Daigo essentially a standard competitor player now. We haven't seen him top tier forever now. Props to the kid, but I wonder if he's good at Street Fighter 4. And then you see right here the date. Now he's talking about this clip right here.
I guess the fact that Kaime beat Daigo.
Remember this? Let me turn the audio up here.
That has been his big weakness in this set. That is where Daigo's bread has been buttered. And just like Daigo, right, willing to put himself and bread out on his own terms. Kaime doing that exact thing with the DI here.
Careful now, you can copy parry.
So many.
Timing, the Hashoteki, the variance, and now the Shinshou you can coming through. Kaime dumping out the damage. This is it, strong. Not enough kill.
It's not enough. Kaime does have his drive gauge back, but Daigo has CA on deck.
He reacts.
He got clipped, but he took the throw afterwards.
The touch, the jump, the tip, that's it. Kaime takes down Daigo. Kaime from Chile.
I love that.
Oh, the papa.
I love that.
He knows who he is.
The primal yell. That's what I'm talking about.
Of the depths.
Oh,
human soul.
The straight primal yell that he let out, taking down one of the greatest of all time.
Kane Blue River pointed this out, and I think we shared this tweet before, but right here saying, Japan comments, it's amazing to see the generational clash between Kaime and Umahara. I'm really looking forward to see what this new batch of players can do. The Western comments only happened because Daigo is old and washed. Proof that Street Fighter 6 is a random trash game. And I know we have covered that before. How do y'all feel about that one? You got different sides. On one side of Daigo now, this one right here, I thought it was hilarious. We'll start with this. Brutus posted this saying, Daigo's washed up? Me. Why is this generation so comfortable disrespecting God? Aren't they scared? And obviously he's quote retweeting this, and this is all the way back from 2021. But I wanted to include this one because I just thought it was hilarious, because it's almost like you see that, and a lot of you guys said that. Why is there such a lack of respect? Daigo is fucking Daigo. Whether he wins or he loses, why are we in such a rush to just throw people away and say, washed, they suck, they need to retire, be a...
That's just the modern internet, to be honest with you. That's not really... That's just kind of what the internet is today. Yeah, it does. It probably does have to do a little bit with the new generation getting into these spaces, because I mean the new generation isn't they're not exactly known for being the most respectful to their elders. But that's honestly just the internet. I mean, I don't know what else to. I mean, people call everybody washed. Idom is washed. Even though he won Capcom Cup, Idom is washed. Daigo is washed. Big Bird. People always love talking about Big Bird as well on Twitter. That's just the internet, that's just the internet, my brother. That's just how it is now.
He posted this, saying, I did it. This year since Tekken 8 dropped. My results have been rough. People said I was done, washed up, too old to compete. I didn't even make it to TWT finals for the first time. I was frustrated with the game, and honestly, I still am in some ways. But thanks to the dev team's hard work, it's been getting better. I just couldn't adapt. Last year was the worst of my Tekken career. I felt lost, but unsure what to do. But the answer turned out to be simple. Just keep going. When you do, the right path starts to reveal itself. Be thankful to your teammates, friends, fellow players, and the fans who support you. Believe in them and yourself. That's how you stand back up. I hope I've shown that, and that there's still hope for gamers in their 40s. Let's keep pushing.
And he's in his 40s? Dang.
Hey, Button Check fam, I'm working on a new video consensus to drop tomorrow or Monday. So honestly, how does the FGC really feel about Daigo Umehara in the competitive sense now? Almost 2,000 people have voted by this point, and here are the results. He's just as good as he always was, which I'm pretty sure we weren't going to choose that one. That's 7%. He's washed, right? That's what a lot we've just been reading. Well, check this out. 6%. 6%. And I would think the Button Check family knows what the hell they talking about, right? Because if you watch this channel and you keep up with this channel, UFGC. You're invested enough to know what we stand for, who Daigo is, and you're not just a casual. You might play the game casually, but technically, I would feel UFGC, you in the community. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, if the people have spoken...
If you're about the drama, you're probably not a casual.
I'm surprised it's even that fucking much. 6% said he was washed. He's insane, just not consistent. That's 25%. I would agree with that one too, 25%. But check this out, the majority said he's the GOAT. So losing doesn't really make a difference. 63%. He's the GOAT. So losing.
That's about what
really
I would
make a
expect.
difference. There you have it. Now, we got 51 comments. Obviously, I'm not going to read them all. I'll just kind of skim through them right here. I don't hate the fact he loses, since age comes with difficulty. I just wish people had more respect for him when they won and didn't treat him as beating Sonic or Punk. Take it as a privilege you get to fight him, win or lose. That's what's up. That one has about 19 likes. I mean, Jordan doesn't ball anymore. Doesn't change the fact that he has rings and legacy, LOL. A GOAT doesn't need to prove through consistency when you already won. Fuck what people think. They're just watchers at the end of the day. That one has about 17 likes. I agree with that as well. Others, he's the GOAT, bro. His presence at any event is enough. We just need him to last a little longer. All right. And then Daigo has put in his time as a legend. He could hack off all his fingers tomorrow and still be one of the best ever to do it. He paid his dues. He's still at it for the love of it. Leave him alone. That's what's up. Now continuing on, personally seeing him lose doesn't take away from the achievements that he's earned, nor does it mean that he's washed up. He's a legendary player, and as he said before, he's had a bounty on his head for decades. The new generation don't view him the same way or with the same reverence that many within a certain age do. Yeah, a certain age do, and I think that's what makes a lot of people upset. How you feeling about that? I can see that. I can see that. Whenever you see somebody, I mean, look at the thing with fucking, wasn't it Mena? Didn't Mena teabag Daigo at a point where Mena wasn't really known? And people were like, fuck this guy. Who is this cocky-ass young guy? How dare you teabag the GOAT? You know, people are very protective over the OGs, namely Daigo. Like, I could see real quick where you could piss off a lot of people for feeling like you offended or disrespected, you know, Daigo. Others saying just older, you can't say or you can't be top forever, but the fact he consistently still makes top 8 still is a testament of how OD he is. Let's continue on.
Top 8 in SF6 or previously? Because I haven't really, Daigo hasn't made up that many top 8s in SF6. He wasn't in top 8 CEO. He wasn't in top 8 at Combo Breaker. He wasn't in top 8 at Evo Japan. He wasn't in Capcom Cup. He wasn't in Esports World Cup. Wasn't in top 8 at Evo Las Vegas. Maybe in like Japanese tournaments, he's made some top 8s. I haven't kept up with those, but in terms of international major tournaments, Daigo hasn't had very strong performances. So I don't know what they're referring to with still getting top 8s.
Down here, let's see. No one is on top forever in fighting games. Someone better always comes along and takes the spot for a bit. Dude is an FGC legend.
That's true.
We all know he can play better than 99%
First
of
it
the
was
players, so he is forever
Mena.
GOAT or goated, even though
Now it's
after
Punk.
he retires. He has been improving lately as well. It's Daigo, love him no matter what. He's a legend, but his peak with Street Fighter 4 is a household name, but hasn't been prominent tournament gameplay-wise since 4, and I feel that it's hard to determine how he performs consistently due to the way that Street Fighter 6 is built. The parry changes will go a long way, but Daigo is an execution monster in a game where you die from throw loops. You know what's funny too, is I remember when 6 was announced and they were showing the perfect parry and all that, and I think it was Dirty Low. Maybe somebody else, but they were like, oh shit, the parry system's back. This is Daigo's game. It has Daigo written all over it, right? And then it drops, and then this happens. Because it's not fucking Third Strike. It's just not. The parry system, cool, whatever, but there's so many other things that are like, fuck. And you've heard pros say that before, like, this game is pretty damn random. We want certain things removed, right? And it doesn't seem like they're willing to do it, at least not yet or anytime soon. And then one makes the argument that because a kid can keep up with Daigo, surely there's something wrong with this fucking game, right? Because there's no way they'd be able to do it in a game like 4. But then others will make the argument like, what are we even talking about now? Because we can't live in the past. We can only play what's in front of us. Okay, we'll wrap it up right here saying he's insane, just not consistent, especially in the biggest events in the last few years. However, he's a GOAT and has got nothing to prove anymore. Losing to Kraime, who is 30 years younger than him, said a lot, and he's a legend for sure, but he's washed. Oh, that's the first time. That's the first time we saw that word so far. Well, on the button check side, actually using that word washed, right? Dude is half drunk. Dude is half drunk when he plays, so it is what it is, but he still has pull. How you feeling about that? Because like on one of those tournaments, even just recently, right, it looked like he was, I don't know if he was like, I know he got drunk there, but I don't know if he was.
Daigo likes his alcohol
in the tournament, but we all know that he likes to have a good time. All right, button check fam, but before we wrap it up,
he likes a drink.
There's one tweet
he likes a
I
good
wanna get
drink.
your opinion on because this was actually just posted fucking this month. So let's read it. Somebody by the name of Eddie says, "I'll never understand why Daigo still competes. He's been washed since Street Fighter 4 ended." MEZ responds to that saying, "Daigo made almost every Capcom Cup in Street Fighter 5. He was very good in Street Fighter 5. It's Street Fighter 6, not Daigo. The game does not jive with his playstyle at all." He responds again saying, "A real GOAT would adapt like Takedo." MEZ says, "Even Takedo isn't dominating like he used to in Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. A lot of the folks that did very well in Street Fighter 4 and 5
Takedo's doing good
in 6.
but he's not dominating.
Saying he's doing
right now,
well
the most dominant players.
There you have it. What do you think about that argument? A real GOAT.
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you. The most dominant player that I can think of in SF6 right now is just Lashar. Lashar's consistency is insane.
Good in 3.
But as far as everybody else goes, it's honestly pretty random.
6 here, not so much. And we can
Right, because you would think Punk, but even Punk hasn't had
some of them are still here, but you just never hear them no more.
Increasingly
really fucking play,
consistent
really
places
like they
at tournaments.
You know, Street Fighter used to be like on the front page, right? You're talking about your, who are you talking about? You're talking about your, okay, let me think. I'm going blank. You're talking about your PR Balrogs, okay? You're talking about your Sanford Kellys, okay? You're talking about your Snake Eyes, all right? And you're talking about your K-Brads, right? These are just some Gustavos, 801 Striders, right? These are just some. Now, let me bring it back before you guys get.
Those are some old-ass names, bro.
Some of these names that I just mentioned are still here. And some of these names
they're still here, but they're not
do place well in some tournaments. They do. I see some posts time to time where they can still kick some ass, right? I'm talking about them now compared to Street Fighter 4. You know, because a lot of these names, fucking all of the names that I just mentioned in Street Fighter 4 were right up there, motherfucker. They were like, can beat anybody at any time. And then over the years, starting with Street Fighter 5, it just seemed kind of like them trying to find themselves again, whether it be the lack of having their main back in the game or just not mechanics.
Yeah, dude, Snake Eyes hasn't been in it for a minute. Like, last time I saw Snake Eyes, I know he still plays, right? He still streams.
Would adapt because look at
but I haven't seen him
now. One can make
at these big tournaments placing high. The last time I saw Snake Eyes was World Warrior Regional Finals against JB last year to qualify for Capcom Cup 11. That was like one of the first times I've seen Snake Eyes in Street Fighter 6.
I don't know if I'm wrong or not, but wasn't Daigo better and on the map before Takedo, right? Takedo came after. Takedo looked up to Daigo. He ran the first to 10. Daigo mopped him, Takedo cried. Remember that shit? That was a crazy ass video, right? But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I think Daigo has been around so long, you could try to make the argument that, oh, a true GOAT would adapt. But couldn't you say that about fucking Mike Tyson? Couldn't you say it about John Jones? And at what age are we allowed to not adapt? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you would adapt. Bitch, I'm 40. I'm 45. I'm about to be 50. I'm supposed to keep adapting? You know what I'm saying? Like, at what age do we earn the right to be like, I'm goated? If I don't jive with this game, and that fucking word jive is in my head. If I don't jive turkey with this game, it can be okay. I'm already goated. So by that logic, just to say if he was a real GOAT, he would adapt, you could still make the argument. Hasn't he adapted? He's still whooping people's asses. He's not winning Capcom Cup or, you know, shit like that, but he's clearly still kicking people's asses. He's adapted. Like, to what level are we expecting him to operate 100% of the times? I'm lost on that argument. So anyway, wrapping it up with this. How do we feel about the beast, Daigo, the GOAT, the God, the OG, right? I would like...
Here's my thing about that, chat. Daigo is retired. He's come out of retirement after losing to Noda Prodigy at Red Bull Kumite, but he was retired at one point. He was focusing on streaming, and he wasn't a big Street Fighter 6 presence at the beginning. We haven't seen Daigo Season 1 of Street Fighter 6 do well. He wasn't really performing great, right? Season 2 is more or less the same deal. But now that he's come out of retirement, it's undeniable that he's adapted and improved. He's adapted and improved a lot in a very short period of time. From Red Bull Kumite to Combo Breaker and CEO, Daigo has performed a lot better. His best performance was at Combo Breaker, right? If you look at Daigo's old matches with Akuma to his matches at Combo Breaker with Akuma, you instantly see a difference. Okay, like Daigo just completely dominated Angry Bird, and Daigo lost to Kraime. But even then, it was not free for Kraime. Right? Daigo has improved a lot. So he still has it in him. Right? Daigo's gonna be a GOAT. You're not gonna take that away from him. Daigo's been in the scene so long, and he's just been such a dominant presence, right? Whether it's Third Strike, Street Fighter 4, and even Street Fighter 5. He was doing really well in Street Fighter 5. You know, Daigo was still very much so a presence to worry about in Street Fighter V. It's sort of like Justin Wong, right? People consider Justin Wong to be a GOAT, and Justin Wong is not a powerful Street Fighter 6 player, right? You know, Justin is still a good player, right? You're not going to take that away from him, right? He has fundamentals, he has the skill, just like Daigo. But he's not a dominant presence in Street Fighter 6. Like, for example, his upcoming match with Betty at Evo Vegas. If I was a betting man, I would honestly bet that Betty beats Justin Wong. I don't see Justin Wong beating Betty. Simply because Betty plays Street Fighter 6 at a high level. And Justin Wong plays multiple fighting games, but he's not a dominating presence in Street Fighter 6, right? He's not Punk, or the Birds, or Mena, or Kevin, NL, Lashar, Nephew. He's not a powerful presence. That's being said, I don't think Justin's gonna get washed. I think Justin's gonna get some games on the board, but I would probably bet Betty wins the match. I would give it to Betty. And it's the same thing with Daigo. He's a good player. And from what honestly, I think he's gonna get a lot better. I do think he's gonna get a lot better because after losing to Know the Prodigy, it does seem like he's a lot more motivated. Right? He said he's coming out of retirement, he's gonna chill with the streaming and focus on Street Fighter 6. And we've already seen the results at Combo Breaker. Daigo, you know, he still didn't, right? He didn't make that top 8. But you can already see a drastic improvement in his gameplay from the way he was playing previously. Right? I'd even say that he even looks a lot more aggressive. His current playstyle, he looked a lot more aggressive at Combo Breaker than I've seen him at other tournaments. A lot more aggressive. But that's honestly it. I don't think Daigo's washed. I don't know what definition we're using here for washed. I don't think Daigo's washed. You know, I think Daigo still he's got some years left in him. And I think if he does focus on SF6, he's going to doing some damage. Right? Now, you know, after, you know, he's called out by Mena, right? Mena wants the FT10. And Daigo was motivated by losing to Noah to improve in Street Fighter 6. So I do think Daigo's going to improve, and he's going to start doing some damage. So it's just a matter of waiting and seeing.
As good as he always was? No. Is he washed? No. Is he insane, just not consistent? Yeah, kind of, but more or less, he's the GOAT, so losing doesn't really make a difference. And there you have it.
Yeah, like I said, you're not going to take away the GOAT status.
Goated. FGC,
he's been around so long, he's been dominating for so long.
But how y'all feeling?
His GOAT status is, you know, his GOAT status is already secured. Right? He's not going to lose GOAT status because he's not winning anymore, right? Like, are people really taking away like LeBron's GOAT status if he has a season where he's just not winning games anymore for whatever reason? You know, he's getting up there in the age for whatever reason. Are people really going to start taking LeBron's GOAT status and saying that he's washed because he's getting older and he's not winning games like he used to, or he's not scoring the same amount of points as he used to? No, he's still going to retain his GOAT status. The same with Justin Wong. Justin Wong isn't, you know, he's not playing in too many major tournaments these days. He's mostly just content maxing, but he's still the GOAT. Just because he's not winning tournaments as much as he used to be doesn't mean that he's not a GOAT. I don't know, but Twitter loves calling everybody washed. Right? The Birds are washed. Punk is washed. Mena is washed. Idom is washed. Daigo's washed. No, the Prodigy is trash. Despite being the highest placing American at the Esports World Cup and Capcom Cup 11.